Have you ever wondered whether your small acts of kindness really matter? Do you ever feel like kindness is futile in a world that often seems to reward deceit and selfishness? What if one seemingly insignificant moment of compassion could echo across generations, changing the destiny of not just one life, but an entire lineage? Welcome back to our channel, where we explore timeless truths for powerful storytelling. Today's episode is more than just a tale. It is a window into the mysterious forces of karma, intention, and the invisible ripple effect of virtue. If you've ever doubted whether your kindness is worth it, this true story will awaken a new sense of reverence for the smallest good deed. Let us journey together into a real-life account from the Ming Dynasty, a time long past, yet illuminated by a story as relevant now as it was then. This is the story of Zhao Zeng, young man from a fallen noble family, who unknowingly altered the fate of 3 generations through a single act of compassion. Zhao Zeng was born into a once glorious lineage. His grandfather had served in high government office, and the household had once echoed with scholarly discourse and political influence. But fortunes had changed. By the time Zhao came of age, the family estate was reduced to dust-covered scrolls and a leaking rooftop. The wealth was gone. The prestige faded, yet Zhao never abandoned the values passed down through his family: honesty, dignity, and moral strength. Rather than complain, Zhao chose to read in the silence of his crumbling ancestral home. Surrounded by forgotten texts and cold winds, he studied late into the night. He worked odd jobs by day, never letting hardship tarnish the purity of his heart. And came the day that would change everything. The trip to visit a friend in Suzhou, Zhao witnessed a crowd gathered around a hunter. The men had captured a massive snake, pierced with arrows, its life draining. The other men argued over the price, intending to buy the snake for its skin. Zhao pushed through the crowd and locked eyes with the dying animal. What he saw wasn't a beast, but a sentient being in agony. He didn't hesitate. He offered a generous sum, 50 taels of silver, a fortune at the time, meant to purchase the snake. Without seeking praise, he removed the arrows, applied healing herbs, and personally carried the creature to the mountains, setting it free into the wild. To most bystanders, it was foolish. To Zhao, it was instinct. This one act, a spontaneous outpouring of compassion, became the seed from which a forest of blessings would grow. Among the crowd that day was a wealthy merchant named Song Chong. Moved by Zhao's selflessness, he struck up a friendship with him. They talked, exchanged ideas, and parted ways with mutual respect. That relationship would later serve as a vital bridge, opening doors Zhao never imagined. Later, Zhao was stopped in the street by a mysterious figure with a fortune teller with penetrating eyes. "You are not ordinary," the seer declared. "You are a star fallen to earth. Within 3 years, you will attain great honor, but your path to love will be strange." Zhao took the words to heart, not as prophecy, but as a reminder to remain humble. He continued to study, serve, and help others quietly. For time, he earned positions of responsibility. Turning point came during a heavy rainstorm when Zhao, stranded at a remote inn, met a young scholar named Dong Hexuan. He shared a modest meal, conversations filled with laughter and depth. Before parting, Dong offered his sister's hand in marriage. "She's not wealthy," he said, "but she has a gentle heart." Zhao didn't hesitate. They wedded, and it was only later that he would discover the true identity of this sister. He was not just a good-hearted woman, and she was a celestial being in disguise, sent to repay Zhao's karmic merit for saving the snake, which too was no ordinary creature, but a divine spirit tested by the forces of suffering. This connection to celestial realms might sound mythical, but the fruits of it were undeniable. Shah passed the imperial examination with high honors, became a respected official, and brought his family out of obscurity. He never forgot the lessons of humility, continuing to serve the people with fairness and love. But the story doesn't end there. Years later, Shah dreamed of his old friend Song Chong. The dream, Song's spirit appeared, angry, lost, tormented. The snake Shah had rescued had returned in vengeance, unable to forgive the trauma. Song, having once planned to harm the snake, now suffered its wrath in the spiritual realms. Shah woke in horror. He conducted ceremonies, offered prayers, and pleaded for forgiveness on Song's behalf. His sincerity moved even the celestial forces. At night, Dong Hex One appeared once more, not in flesh, but in radiant light. "Your mercy has altered fate," he said. "The bond you formed that day transcended worlds. You have not just saved a life, you have reshaped destiny." Shah's son, born shortly after, was a prodigy. His poetry captured the heart of emperors. His reputation spread across provinces. When he asked about their family history, Shah said, "Our glory did not begin in books or politics. It began with a wounded snake and a moment of compassion." And the legacy continued. Shah's grandson became a minister, known not for ambition, but for mercy. He donated his wealth, built schools, and preserved forests. In one of his writings, he wrote, "Kindness is not remembered by history, but it is remembered by heaven." This is not a tale of miracles. It is a story of cause and effect. Shah did not plan for fame. He did not seek rewards. He acted from the purity of heart. That is why his act bore fruit, not just for himself, but for his bloodline. So, what can we take from this? You might feel that your small deeds go unnoticed. You might wonder if helping a stranger, forgiving an enemy, or sparing a life matters. Does. Not because the world sees, but because the universe feels. Every thought has weight. Every intention has wings. Every act, no matter how small, echoes across time. You are not powerless. You are not insignificant. You are the author of legacies unseen. And perhaps today, you have the opportunity to begin one. That your next act of compassion, your offering to the future, may be the hand that lifts someone, may be the word that heals a wound, or it may be the single choice that centuries from now becomes someone's miracle. Thank you so much for watching this video. If Shah Zhen's story moved you, if you believe that kindness still matters in this modern world, please like, subscribe, share your reflections in the comments, and consider supporting this channel by becoming a member. Together, let us become the storytellers of a better world, one act of compassion at a time.
Before you leave, here's something special. In Buddhism, we believe that every encounter carries a deeper meaning. Would you like to discover your true soul connection, the one written into your destiny? Take the soulmate test today and unveil the hidden truths of your journey. Click the link below and begin your path now. http://soulmate. You wisdom more, come, white.